Alright, y'all. I'm going to tell you about me learning how to drive for the first time while I hang out on my Minecraft world. Um, so, learning how to drive, I was a bit behind the ball, I'd say. Um, First, I I waited to do my, online, so in the state of Indiana, you gotta get your permit, and then you can drive, right? So, to get your permit, you have to take the permit test, and usually you study for it. Me, the procrastinator and smartass I am, I think I can do it without studying. So I go in there first time and I sit down and I answer like maybe 20 questions. It's like a 60 question test. It's not hard. And I fail it. First 20 questions. You can only get 4 questions wrong, I think, and you fail. And 20 questions in, I had already missed 4 of them. So that should have been a red flag to begin with for my parents to be like, all right, maybe we should take this a little slower with the kid. But no. Like 2 days later, they're like, all right, we're going to give it another shot. So I go in there. This time, I learned the signs because my mom told me to. Uh, and I passed with 1 question remaining. I was really close to failing the 2 times. Um, and then the first day I got my permit, or maybe the day after, my parents both, bad idea on my part to take both of them. I mean, my dad's sitting there trying to teach me how to drive, and my mom's in the back seat yelling. Just bad take on my part. Shouldn't have brought both of them. Um, and then they take me to a parking lot, their work parking lot, of course, you know. And that was pretty cool. Did you see that? He was invisible for a second. And I'm like driving around the parking lot. I got this. I can do this. I've been experimenting with driving a little bit, you know. I know all the signs now. Um, and then I go to park. You know me. I know how to park. So I'm pulling into the spot. Of course, it's a handicap spot, and it's an empty parking lot at this point. Work's over with. Everybody's gone home. Um, and there's this concrete post in front of it that says basically handicap. So I'm going into park. My approach is good. I'm feeling confident. I slow way down, and then as soon as I like slow too much down, and I like got to go a little bit farther into the spot. So I'm like gradually rolling, and then I want to come to a complete stop. I slam on the gas, just slam on the gas. I ramp. Oh, I drive a Jeep, a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee, or no, 2015 Jeep Wrangler. My bad, guys. Uh, and I just ramp over this concrete pillar. It is underneath my car. The sign is flipped over, and my mom is just screaming in the back seat, like, "Oh my gosh, what have you done? Oh my!" And I'm like sitting there like a little shaken up because I just flipping smacked into a concrete pillar. And yeah, I need food, by the way, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, baby cow. Sorry. Um, and so I smoked this pillar, just ramp over it. And this is at their work, so they're like, "Dang, we gotta fix this. We can't just leave." So we reverse the Jeep off this concrete pillar, and the underside's fine. Good thing I had a metal bumper on it, because the metal bumper took the blunt of it. Didn't do any damage to the car, just to the concrete pillar that I slid 5 feet away from it where it originally was. Um, so we head back to the house, and we're like, we gotta fix this. So we get some like tow straps, we hook it on, We pull it back. It's all fine. Then, like 2 weeks later, still not the best driver. I'm backing out of my spot at baseball practice. Smoke my teammate's car. Just like wham. Smoked it. Like, honestly, looking back, I don't know what the hell I was doing. Like, it was the dumbest thing I've ever done. And then another crazy thing. So, not a big fan of spiders. So it was like midsummer. I've been driving for probably like 6 months now, so I've gotten better. And this spider is like hanging down from its web from on top of my car, or the roof of my car, and he's like right by my face. So I'm like trying to kill him, and I'm driving out of my subdivision, and there's really high curbs for some reason. And I'm not really paying attention to the road because there's a flipping spider right next to my face. So I'm like, bad take on my part. I didn't get him the first time. Like I tried to flick him, missed. Tried to go for a second one without peeking back at the road. Got him, but then I absolutely smoked the curb, like going like 35, probably. And I just smoke it. Ruins my tire. Ruins this thing that, like, the alignment thing on my car. Just ruins it. And, like, at this point, I'm a little rattled because I just smoked a curb. So I drive across the street to the Y. I get outside my car. I see the gash in my tire, but it's not popped. So I'm like, I'm fine. And then I go home. I go in. I tell my dad, "Hey, Dad, I smoked a curb. There's just a little gash on my tire." It was not a little gash. It was like somebody took a machete and just whammed my tire. I played that off as if like it was a scratch. It was not a scratch. It was a gash. And then so he's like, "Oh, all right." He doesn't even come out and look at it. So I'm like, "Whew, done." Got that out of the way. And then maybe a day later, me and my dad are driving to the doctor's office. I don't know what for. But I get above 55 miles per hour, and my car light pops on that I have something wrong with my tire. And I'm like, shoot, I knew I did more damage than just a little gash. So then my dad gets out and really looks at it, and he's like, "Jacob, this is bad." And I'm like, "Shucks, man." And he like tells me, like, he's like, "It's gonna cost us like $500 if we have to replace this part and stuff." And I'm like, shoot, man, if only I just pulled over and killed that spider. And like in my head, I'm like, I'm the dumbest person in the world. And then so we take it in, we get it figured out. And turns out we could fix it ourselves for like maybe $25 in parts, but it's gonna take like 6 hours of manual labor. So I'm like, all right, let's do that, because I don't feel like spending $400 on some other guy having to do it while I can do it myself. So one day I miss school, we jack up the car, we fix it, and I was back on the road. And those are all 3 of my car accidents that I've ever had. I am kind of a basic white girl driving a Jeep, so there's bound to be more happening. Hopefully not, though. You know, it's bound to happen. I'm a bad driver, really. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.